Alright everybody, good afternoon. Today's video we're going to be going over the trade that I took on GETY. Alright, let's take a look at the watch list that I made this morning. We were looking at GETY up 53.73% at the time of making my watch list. 50% minimum for short selling gap and craps, that's my rule, so it just fit that criteria. We located 500 shares. And the plan was to wait 5 to 10 minutes for the pattern to form, or longer, using HoD as risk. The news, they had an AI licensing agreement to put their images on different web browsers. A lot of shares to start with, no float rotation, only 60 million volume at the time of making my watch list, so that's not rotating float, giant market cap, and we're in the communications sector. So with that out of the way, let's take a look at the stock. We closed the previous day at $2.01, and we opened today at $3.06. So we spiked up pretty high pre-market. After hours, that's when the news came out, and then we kind of trended upward into the pre-market time zone. No, I guess the news came out in the morning because this says 8 a.m. 373 was the high in pre-market, and then we started to trend downward. You can see on the 2-minute chart the MACD broke around 9 o'clock a.m. Then we started to trend downward. I was looking to have some morning spike out of the gate to get a higher price. That happened, but only for the first couple minutes of the day, and then we started to trend lower. Let's put the 1-minute chart on so we can see a little bit better. So it spiked up for a couple minutes, faded back down, and then chopped back up there a little bit, came down, and then struggled to break above 310, and then kind of just had some downward progression all day. Consistent downward progression. Let's take a look at the trade that I had on it. We'll go to the 1-minute chart. Alrighty, I did take my first entry at 9:31. I didn't wait the 5 to 10 minutes, but I only took 25 shares as a starter position, and I was willing to risk up to $4.08 because that would have been a $25 loss if I had to stop out. 25 shares with $1 per share of risk would have been $25 loss, so I was comfortable with that. I was expecting it to get up into like the 320s, 330s, 340s or something like that, and I would have had a better entry. I would have got the other 475 shares on as we spiked higher, but that did not happen. So I got the rest of my shares in here at 9:34. Actually only 275 shares, so I brought my total to 300 shares, and my average price for that point was 304 for my position. I was risking off a high a day, which at the time, let's take a look over here, was 321. So I was risking 18 cents a share. I was risking 322 was where I was going to stop out at if 321 broke. So 18 cents worth of risk, 304 average, 259 was 2.5 to 1 risk reward on the trade. It was 36. It was a 45-cent difference from my entry. 250 was 3 to 1, and I also had 268 up here as well, but I deleted that as the trade progressed. We trended downward nice and slowly. You can see the MACD converged on the 1-minute chart around 9:42. If we reset to 3-minute chart, MACD converged around 10 o'clock and around 10:10 on the 5-minute chart. So I was keeping an eye on all of that as I was trading it. I was bouncing around. I saw the 1-minute chart converge first, so that kind of gave me some confirmation to stay in the play around 9:42 because it was chopping down slowly. It was struggling to break this 285 low. It was struggling to continue to break lows. But finally it was trending around this way. It broke some lows, and then it struggled to break back above the 285 zone. So I grabbed 200 more shares at 279. That brought my total average share price down to 390, and I was going to stop out of my position if this area right up here at the 296 area broke. So would have been a little bit of a loss on the trade, maybe slightly break even. I was looking to get out at the 2-to-1 mark and the 2.5-to-1 mark. So I was looking to get out at 268 for my initial 300 shares and 259 for the rest of the 200 that I added right here. So the 300 I got right here, I was looking to get out at 268. These 200 down at 259. I got 300 out at 268, so I hit 2-to-1 on that. I got 100 out at 267 because it just kept bouncing back around. I thought it was going to maybe start to trend upward because the MACD was kind of strained down here. That's 10 o'clock. Let's go back over here. 10 o'clock is when it started to break there. I don't think I was watching the 3-minute chart actually at this point. I might have been, and I just thought that it was probably a good time to cover some of my position. I didn't want it to work back on me. And then I got the other 100 out at 259, so I did hit 2.5-to-1 there. And I expected this stock to only stay up into the 230s or 240s on the day. Like we said, yesterday's close price was $2.01, so I didn't expect it to give back all of its gains plus some, but you can see we closed on the day at 188, and after my final execution we came all the way down to 226 about 12 minutes later, and then you can just see we trended downward the rest of the day. So I did leave some on the table, but I just wanted to lock in a solid gain. It was a slow mover, and it was struggling to break out. Another reason that I exited my position is we talked about it was only up 53% on the day. At the time of exiting my position, it was up 20% on the day. So I expected that it could maybe bounce like it did right here and then trend upward more, maybe close around the $2.80 to $3 range. I was expecting something different to happen, so I just cut my position and took the gains that I had. And we had a total realized profit of $139.25 on the day, minus the $5 locate fees, so $134.25. I may have got refunded some of that back when I gave the shares back, but I did not check, so we're just going to roll with around $135 profit on the day. Alrighty guys, that's going to do it for today's recap video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to like the video, comment down below anything you may have learned, and subscribe to the channel for more live streams Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and recaps in the nighttime. If any trades were placed during the live stream, we will recap those trades here on the channel. My name is Ethan. I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.